absolutely awesome. You guys are looking good, and you're black. I don't know if Tyler didn't get the email.
I mean, put that in the dress code. That's my bad. That's my bad. First time.
Yeah.
So sorry. I'll make sure to put that in there. Put it in Master Tour.
I'll just see myself out.
You're right.
No, but thanks for coming back, John, because we had you almost a year ago.
Just about almost a year ago, I think. It was like after Labor Day, or not Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day, about 2 blocks over.
Yep.
And, on the walk over here, I was asking you, did you just plan 75 hard whenever you see us? Because last year you were on 75 hard, and didn't you just start it up, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, last year we were down in, was it Boca, somewhere in Florida on a sandbar, and I had too much fun, and I was like, man, I got to turn my life around.
Yeah.
No, I was just like, I was like, man, I don't take a break, and I've been wanting to get back into it, and I was like, what better way? I had some friends doing 75 hard, so I jumped in with them, and then when we came up here with Brantley and played a show up here about almost a year ago now, and just happened to be, I'm doing it again this year. So I swear to God I didn't plan it.
Nah, that's not. JD said otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
He said
well,
you guys
I don't believe
first.
anything JD said. I'm just kidding.
What's the hardest part of, doing the challenge? Is it
Oh.
2 outdoor workouts? Is it giving up a food group? Like, what is it?
No,
Especially
so
on the road.
I'm pretty, I'm good with eating stuff and, staying to the diet. I think for me, even drinking a gallon of water a day, I drink so much water anyway, so that wasn't much of a change for me. But I think for being on the road like yesterday, so I get up in the morning, 5:30, went and did my workout, went to bus call, got up here, dropped our stuff at the hotel, went and ate dinner with the friends at Chicago Cut, and then got back, and by the time we get back, it's 11 o'clock. And it's like, I got to do a 45-minute outdoor workout, so here I am doing little jogs around the parking lot, and it's just, I think that's the hardest thing, because it's like, man, I got a belly full of steak in me. All I want to do is go to bed. So I feel like the hardest thing is just, that's what it's about. It's like, making your mind, mind over matter pretty much. It's just like, hey, you set a goal, you set a standard. Like,
It's the ultimate cowboy up program.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is, man.
Yeah, it's not really hard physically, because you kind of set what you want to do. Like, you can just do an outdoor walk or something, but it's the mental side of it. Like you said, I guess the cowboy.
Yeah, because I love it, because it's like, John, you deserve to prioritize yourself.
Right.
I know you're given to your career. We see it all the time. We're going to see it tonight.
Yeah.
But the best version of John is the guy that just cowboys up.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I've had to look in the mirror and have those conversations with myself.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's awesome.
It's definitely, as much as we're on the road and running and gunning and doing this thing, like, taking care of yourself is half the battle. Running on gas station hot dogs and 2 hours of sleep every night.
Taquitos hit right,
and you get in the yeah, exactly.
Funny, man.
You get in the groove of just having a bunch of drinks every night, and it just becomes part of a routine. And I just had to break that routine of just just taking care of myself. And that, I have more energy on the road. I put on a better show now. I'm not lethargic and like, man, I feel like crap today. I just do not feel like playing a show today. Like, I'm fired up, and like, I've had 2 workouts today, but like, I'm eating good, like drinking a bunch of water and just staying healthy. And now I can, do what I need to do.
Yeah, that's incredible. We want to definitely talk about some of your music, but there's one more athletic question I got to ask you. So when we were doing looking at your vlogs and stuff, I swear, did you just run a marathon? And that ain't the only question. The thing was, you did I know you did your long run in Florida.
I did.
And then you had a set that night.
Yeah, that was tough. I will never do that again. I will never.
I don't know how you did it.
I told them, I was like, I'm on the middle of the stage. I was like, someone grab me a chair.
How you managing this guy, right?
No, what was crazy is like how he started. Like, he just started like, he'd come in like looking at his watch, like, oh, it was 5 miles. We're like, it was what? And then he just kept going. And he's like, and then you see him later on run 26, come to
the marathon.
Music City Marathon. It was just, all that was wild.
Yeah, you got them football legs, bro. You don't really have those.
I don't have the runner legs. I was not built like a runner. I got them like.
You got those like that, boy.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, damn, look at the calves.
It takes a little bit more effort to turn these over.
Yeah.
But no, I fell in love with running and signed up for a marathon. And I had a buddy in the industry, and I was like, man, should I? I'm signing up for my first one. Should I just do the half or something? He's like, man.
Yeah,
just do the full thing.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. Go all in.
Do the full one. So,
wow.
Shout out Nick Bear for saying, just do the full thing.
Very cool.
Go one more, baby. So,
what made you just want to run? Like you could have, picked work out more or something, but you're like, let's go run.
Man, I have no idea. I think it was. I think I get a lot of like clarity and a lot of
you shared that, didn't you, in a vlog? You shared that clarity.
I have so much things going on in my life, so many things, and so much I have to like navigate, right? And like there's so much noise in this world. I feel like when I just started running, I just like went on a couple miles, like it was just 20-30 minutes of just me alone, just like thinking. I don't even listen to music.
I was gonna ask, no music?
I don't listen to music when I run. I can't.
That's a brave soul.
I can't. It's just me and my thoughts, baby. My demons just battling it out.
Oh my God.
No, it's just I feel like it's more of like a mental thing, and it just kind of clears everything up. I can clears up my head, and I can solve problems and face the day, start the day with a run, and I can just, figure it out. But yeah, I don't know why I chose that. It was like, I don't know. I saw some guys running. I was like, man, it's not, I can do that.
I'm fixing to do that.
Try it out. And then I found out that there's a runner's high, and it's like this adrenaline, and then then I'm a competitive person. I grew up playing sports my whole life, so I was like, man, I want to work towards something. I have this love for running, but like I want to train for something just to push myself, and so I signed up for a marathon.
There you go.
And the training was crazy. It was I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then going back to just running by yourself, probably the only time you get time by yourself, because when you're on the road, you have your team. You guys have been together for a few years, but it's like, when's your alone time? Running.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And moving on to some of your music too. Me and Tyler were looking, and then we can see that you did some stuff in 2013, right? Your original EP was in 2013. You did 2 EPs in 2015, a bunch of singles, and then last year, boom, you drop a 14-song album. And you co-wrote 11 songs. Co-wrote 11 songs. So I want to ask you, Jon, like, when you're co-writing with somebody, what is it that you think is the Jon Langston thing you're bringing to that song? Do you feel like you have this niche that makes it your song?
Yeah, I feel like, that's a good question, because every song that was on that album, it kind of like, there was a song, Where's That Girl? It called back to this earlier song, Right Girl, Wrong Time. I felt like when I heard that, I didn't write that song, but when I first heard it, I was like, man, this is that Right Girl, Wrong Time, the sequel. That's so cool. Part 2. This is part 2. This is the part 2 of that song, and I thought that was so cool, and it lined up perfectly with my story and like what I would say and like what Right Girl, Wrong Time said, and like musically it fit and everything. So that's fitting the story, I feel like, is the niche of what I was, what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to, what my message is in a song. And also, sound is a big thing. I love all kinds of different sounds. I got a lot of influences. And so, like, when I got in the writing room, you say, what's, I feel like I have I don't know, a cadence or like this certain type of flow and melodically. I'm not the craziest singer. I'm not Chris Stapleton going crazy notes and something. I have I know where I sit well in a key, and like what I can do, make my voice sound, certain ways. And I feel like that stands out, and I feel like that can, sets some songs apart from others.
So you make that song your song.
Yeah, I feel like each song has like a signature, I guess. Yeah,
I will say I did hear some songs before the album came out, because last year the album wasn't out yet. I heard some snippets. I was like, all right. Yeah. So being on the road, promoting your first, full length album, what's it like?
It's not what you thought it was gonna be. No, it's everything. I mean, it's a lot of emotions too, because you're working 10 years. I was working 10 years before I got to a point, personally, and as an artist and as a man is just like, okay, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want to say. Like I put out, like you said, like put out EPs and singles, but I finally got to a point in my life I'm like, I'm confident enough in my craft to say, okay, this collection of songs is good enough to put out an album or like a project.
Yeah.
So it was had a lot of it was a lot of relief too, and also it was exciting, and because I've been waiting for that moment for so long, so it was cool to finally go out and play these new songs, and because I've been playing the same songs for years, and we talk about that on the road, and it's just like, man, I cannot wait for this album to come out so we can get back on the road and play these fans have been with me for 7, 8, 10 years. Like, they deserve it too. They've been having my back all these years. Like, they've been on this ride too.
Wow, that's
support
awesome.
me this whole way. So it was fun to get out and play the new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned you guys being on the road together. How long have you guys been knowing each other, I guess you can say, and then joining the band, and then now new position as a tour manager. His first show today, guys. Congrats.
Congratulations.
They got big shoes to fill with JD, for sure. Shout out to JD. So Jon was actually one of the first people I met in town. We had a just really happenstance meeting at a bar.
That's where most good conversations happen, honestly.
Yeah, and I was there looking for an apartment at the time, and he was just moving into his apartment. Met him, and like I feel like it was the Georgia connection. Anybody that's been in Nashville can tell you, like, the Georgia boys, like, they just they find each other. They find each other, man.
That's amazing.
But
I feel like this was 10 years ago to this week.
It was close.
May 13th. I moved to town, so
you
see a lot of significance. I love that you guys see these significance.
I just was like,
that's crazy.
Noticing it today.
Same time next year.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man, because I mean, it really was. It would have been 10 years today. We met. That's wild.
That's wild.
So he
I just realized that. That's nuts.
Let's get him a cake, guys.
Well, and so he's got like this couch in the back of his truck, and he's like, he doesn't know anybody really in town other than he was new to the west side of town, so he's like, hey, like, can you just help me get this couch out of the back of my truck? Like, we just met at the bar.
We're sitting at the bar, and I'm like, hey,
this is a song already.
So I do. And so we go over there, and we have this whole posse that comes with us, like 15 people, right? Like, and I'm like, man, like, Jon's already got like entourage, like, coming on.
One little 1-bedroom apartment. Everyone's just kind of hanging out, and we're trying to move a couch in. I'm like,
it's him and his dog. Like, it's him and his dog, and like me and my girlfriend at the time.
Here?
So I asked him, like, I'm sorry. This is fast forward a couple years later. We see each other out again, and we're talking. I'm telling him, I was like, a friend of mine showed me some of your music because he showed me She's So Georgia, and I was like, that's my buddy Brian.
So there was a connection, right? Yeah.
I thought his name was Brian the entire time.
That's so funny.
I'm still as fun as Brian Langston.
Yeah. It's
you're using that sometimes. I know, right? You're like, hey,
absolutely.
Hey, Brian.
That's my buddy Brian.
Yeah.
And then I fill in for him one week on bass. I'm a guitar player by trade, but fill in for him on bass. And we just start laughing about the whole situation, talking about it, and come to find out, like, he thought the people that came over were my friends. I thought they were his friends. So we have no clue who
are these wedding crashers.
And ended up watching, like, Wolf of Wall Street, which is a great movie, but not something you want to endure 3 hours with strangers.
I thought he brought over all his friends, and he thought they were with me, and like we had no idea who these people
are.
Wow,
man,
so funny.
That's the
we always
story.
laugh about that one.
Yeah, no, that definitely, that's natural for you. You have no idea who's with who. Like, oh, your friends, like,
right.
Well, it's a big family. Let's be honest, right? You guys, we see that every time you guys come to town. That people from your town, it's absolutely awesome, man. The deepness and the connection.
And to what y'all were saying too, like from our end as a band in and just being a friend for all these years, like seeing. It's a sense of pride for us seeing him release this album, because it's like, okay, like, because I've seen him go through like these life changes, and like he's got a little girl now, and I see how much that impacts, like May Magnolia, like that got on the record, things like that. But so there's definitely like a sense of pride from us, but just also like you see how genuine he is and authentic he is to to the fans, and we've always been a team since day one. He's got that football mentality that he ingrains in us, where we are a team, and it's like our accomplishments with him, and we get to see that, the further we go down the road. But it has been really cool to see, fans stick around even through COVID, and we have some amazing fans, like 100%. He's got some amazing fans, and to see him stay genuine and stay authentic to what he's got a pulse on what his fans love, and it's really cool to see. Like, you can see that in meet and greets, like you'll see that tonight and things like that. So
very blessed with the best fans in the world. They're amazing. Like, they bring gifts to not just me, they bring them to y'all, and like it's so cool. Like,
wow.
Because they know how much y'all mean to me, and like y'all are the reason why we get it. We're, like you said, we're a football team out here. We all, we're all in this together. So, and it's awesome that the fans see that. The fans see that too. So
yeah, they do. That's great, man.
Yeah. So speaking of fans, we don't want you to be, well rested for your show tonight.
Yeah.
So just 2 last questions.
All right.
One, being from Georgia, are you a Georgia fan?
Go Dogs. Sick 'em.
Let's
go.
Sick 'em.
I was waiting for the Pat McAfee.
I thought about it for like 2 seconds, but
Does Carson Beck lead you guys back to a national championship?
yes.
All right. Last question before we go. What if someone's coming to a Jon Langston show for the first time? What's one thing you want them to take away from a performance? I want to answer from both of you guys, actually.
Okay.
All right. You go first.
What was the question again?
What? So
slower for the new guy.
So
slower for the new
let's
guy,
just say,
please.
riders coming to Jon Langston for the first time, seeing him ever.
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing you want the fans to take away from the performance?
Man, it really depends. Like, one, if they've heard the music on, like, that's recorded.
Yeah.
Like, I love getting off stage and people are like, oh my God, you had, like, and it may be, it may not be, what they take. Well, maybe it is what they take from it. The thing that I like seeing or hearing or after a show is, okay, you heard the music, but you have to see them do that.
Yeah, there
like
you go.
have to see the live show. Like the album's good, but man, like you should see them do this live. It's not like, I mean, that's my favorite thing to hear. I mean, and that may come as a player, obviously.
Yeah, it's true. You are a musician too, though, right?
Yeah, as a player, but it's also it makes everything worth it, because I mean we worked really hard to put a show together, and like Brad does a really good job of putting shows together for us, and John's writing these songs. Pablo's an incredible drummer.
The energy.
Yeah, incredible drummer. Brings every bit of energy. I mean, just our whole team. Like, you kind of get to see everybody.
Everyone
in
has
that
their
moment.
own job, their own
their
own little thing that we bring to the table, and it works and it happens. It's pretty cool. Just like, I love that. Yeah, I love when people say, "Man, I love your music, but I love coming to your shows."
Yeah,
it's a cool feeling.
We have fans that come, like, we'll see them. They're from Indiana. We'll see them in Texas. We'll see them
30, 40 shows a year, front row.
You can win. You can win fans from a show they've never been to. Like, they're new fans, and they're sticking around because they didn't just hear you on the radio. Right. They felt it. Like, they felt that kick drum.
And sometimes they're seeing the same show. Like, they're seeing the exact same show sometimes, and they're just like,
sure.
They're like, oh, but y'all did this time, because at the end of the day, we're all having fun up there. Like, it's not like we don't have choreographed anything.
It's not scripted all the time, right? Yeah.
No, half the time we're just trying to mess with each other and make and just get somebody to break.
Yeah, sometimes we do. We have this $5 game. That's $5, and if you mess up, everyone so if you see us put up a 5, someone messed up, and we're pointing somebody, calling somebody out.
Hey, look for that tonight, right?
Yeah, no, really, yeah. So if you see us put up a 5 on stage, somebody's messed up, and then we keep a tally of it side stage, and we'll play left, right, center at the end of the year for the pot.
That's what I love. You guys are so good that you literally have to give a physical symbol to the audience. So that was a mistake. I know you couldn't tell. We love you, but you could not tell.
No, that pot's pretty full by the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, man. Well, we don't want to keep you too much longer. We want you to be able to relax before your show, and we really appreciate your time. You guys are absolutely awesome, and thank you for coming to the Hometown Jams podcast.
Like I said, same time next year.
Man.
Thank y'all.